Got 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
The Tallahassee does deal with that, even though the parties continue to dispute entitlements and damages.
Maybe.
And that, if I might say also, that the Tallahassee case is also approved by the 3rd District in the Fishback.
Well, but you understand he's arguing that those cases were supplanted, you know, any teaching from those things was overcome when the statute was to require greater specificity.
May please the court, Your Honor. I'll be very brief. Just a couple of points. First point, offer was made in November of the year 2000. The fact that there was a determination in 2007 did not change anything to that offer. It was valid in November of 2000, and they could have contested it any time thereafter. They chose to wait. They took a gamble. How much was the offer for? $3,000. They could have just settled this case back in 2000 for $3,000. It would have been over with. But no, they chose to litigate, and the statute 76879 is there for that purpose, to punish people who don't want to settle. Their policy is, we'll settle nothing. That's our policy. We're not going to settle. Well, guess what? 10 years later, we're still litigating this case. And our courthouses are flooded. Foreclosures, flooding. Judges have to multiply their caseload by 4. Why? Because people don't want to settle? The statute was there to implement punishment if the parties don't want to settle. The 1996 amendments that they're referring to, the Supreme Court was asked to change those amendments to give judges discretion as to whether judges can determine entitlement. And the Supreme Court said, it's not our job to change that rule. It's the legislator's job to change it. If the legislator wants to give the judges discretion to determine entitlement, let them make the change. To date, there's been no change to that statute. To date, the statute says 2 things. You have a valid offer, which in this case, the valid offer was in 2000. And you need another thing, a judgment in excess of 25%. The verdict came back here, Your Honors, at $5.5 million. 2,000 times that amount. And with the remitter to $500,000, we're talking about a judgment that's 200 times the amount of the first offer. They should have took that offer, settled it, and moved on with this case. But we're here 10 years later, and there's still thousands of cases out there. And if you don't punish them, they'll do this on all their cases. And that's what the statute requires of you, to punish them, so that they don't do this, so that they change their policy of, we're not going to settle to, hey, maybe it's time for us to settle and put an end to this litigation. That's all I have to say.